So do that from like 10 to 12. So you get a good 2 hours in.
Yeah.
And it's good. I like training in the morning because it feels like, you know, you get it out of the way, you feel good, go and take a shower. So yeah, that was this morning. Because usually during the week, I just train after work. So that's like 5, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And it's good, but like I feel like, you know, after work, you feel a bit run down.
Yeah, yeah.
You train. By the time you get home, you shower and eat. It's already like 8, 9.
Yeah.
Days gone.
And you think about the next morning again.
Yeah. But like good thing is I get to work from home every now and then. So I get to like choose my schedule a bit.
Yeah.
But bro, if I had the opportunity to, I'd train in the mornings. Yeah, I feel much better just doing that.
That's something I'm trying to get back into at the moment. I was more of a morning person.
Yeah.
I guess previously maybe my job, my work involved earlier starts.
Yeah, because you were up at like 4 5 a.m.
I'd start at 5 a.m.
Jesus.
So I'd be getting up at 3:30 most of the time.
Wow.
Then I did that for 4 years. Then transitioned to afternoon and then night shift. So that was like a complete flip.
Yeah.
Then it was a battle to try and get back to the mornings. And then now more office hours, like at 7 to 3, 8 to 4.
Oh, that's
kind
good,
of.
yeah. I remember you were doing nights for like a while.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was crazy. 6 months, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. The work was interesting. Like I enjoyed going and performing whatever I had to do.
Yeah.
And it was just a way for me to upskill and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So it really screwed up probably just how I felt about other things out of work. I could barely sleep.
Yeah.
You know, you're driving home, it's like 6:30, 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And then the sun's already out.
Yeah.
The rest of, everyone else is trying to get ready.
Yeah.
You can't sleep when it's still daytime.
Do you feel like you got used to it though? Were you able to sleep eventually?
4 or 5 hours on average, like in the morning. Let's say 8 a.m. to about 12 p.m. I might sleep.
Yeah.
And then maybe another snooze before I went into work.
Damn.
Like at night. But I don't want to do it again. It was interesting.
Yeah. I've heard, bro, it's tough.
Yeah.
Especially if it's for like a prolonged period of time, like a straight 6 months or something. It's hard because my mom does shift work, and when they do night shifts, they're only allowed to do it for like a block of 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they have to switch back to mornings or afternoons.
That's even harder because then your body's like never really adjusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just became very antisocial,
Yeah.
more cranky.
No shit.
It was nice driving to and from work. The roads were quiet.
Yeah.
But yeah, life outside of work was pretty rough doing night shift.
I can imagine.
Like I remember me and a couple mates went on holiday and like I'd be sleeping in. Normally I'd be the first one up. But I was just sleeping in. I was sluggish.
Yeah.
But it was a good way for me to... I used to stress out about time too much.
Right.
Because I'd start at 5. It'd be 8 p.m. I'd be like, oh, if I don't get to bed in the next 20 minutes, then I have 7 hours of sleep, then 6 hours. So it kind of got out of my head thinking about time too much. Let's view it as an opportunity to work around the clock.
Yeah, true. Like the money would be good, but I feel like the body clock just gets ruined, huh?
Yeah. I think with the sun, it's probably the best.
Yeah, 100%. Did you have to like fight to get off the night shifts or?
No, I went knocking for the next opportunity.
Oh, yeah?
Like pretty much.
Yeah, right.
And then I went a couple times. I said, hey, I don't have the paper experience, but give me the opportunity and I'll do it. Like, teach me. And I guess, just that willingness in me wanting to do more. I caught the attention of a few people.
Yeah.
And then, it's looking good.
Yeah, that's a good thing, bro. Because, like, relatively we're young compared to, like, that workforce.
Yeah.
So when you show them that you're interested, they'll take that into account. And, oh, this guy wants to learn. So, yeah, they'll give you the opportunity, which is good. Because, like, my workplace, I'd say the average age is, like, 40, 45. So, like, when you show them that, like, you're in this for the long run, you're keen to just, like, develop, I feel like the opportunities come, which is good.
Yeah.
How long have you been with them for? Like, a while now, right?
Yeah, I was a casual probably 4 years, just trying to figure out what I want to do. And then just over 2 years now as a full-time with the company.
Did you take a break from, like, did you stop working there for a bit?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had some time off and then I traded the share market during that time.
Yep, yeah.
Which was pretty... It was an interesting time. Lots of ups and downs, but I got to learn, I guess, another side of how things are influenced in the world.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you were telling me about that at training, and I was super interested because at that time as well, I was also like interested in stocks and trading, but I never got around to like doing the study because there's so much that goes into it, right? You can't just go in there and just put money in.
Yeah.
And I remember you doing that like full time.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
I made an average kind of wage, but in the long run, you can't do the same strategy and expect returns. So I either needed more capital or I had to try something completely different.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I was only confident to do that after I'd done short-term to long-term trading. So self-taught. I had another good friend who was really into it as well. He showed me a couple ways to do things.
Yeah, yeah.
He was very knowledgeable. And then just YouTube, man. Like you can learn anything you want on this, on the internet.
It's crazy how much we have. Yeah.
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 So then I just got obsessed. I was just watching videos, made notes.
Yeah.
I tracked everything.
Yeah.
Had some of the best days and some of the worst days as well, which is, it's a good experience.
What do you feel like your work hours were when you were doing that? Was it like, could you work whenever you wanted to, or like were you... Because you'd have to be up at a certain time, to catch the market when it opens.
So pretty much market open was 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Is it 10 a.m.? I thought it was like way earlier, wasn't it? Like 4?
No.
Okay.
ASX.
Gotcha.
So the Australian one opened at 10 a.m.
Right,
Then it's most volatile at the open, during lunchtime, and close.
Okay.
When I first started, I think December 2020, I quit work. I'd made a little bit of money. I'd be trading during my lunch break, and I'd pick up like a couple of grand, and that happened consistently, like over weeks and weeks.
No way.
So I thought, shit, like let's take a risk. I can fall back for a little bit, try something different, just build up my skill set.
Yeah.
Then that's when I just started from home, and I had another broker that I was paying just for an online subscription to use live data to trade, as opposed to, I guess, a normal bank kind of trading platform.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that was super interesting. I had to learn how to read the bloody charts and all these numbers just popping, the colors.
Yeah.
It's like learning another language, essentially.
It's insane, dude. Because I think I remember I saw one of your photos. Did you ever have like a screen that was like a vertical screen?
I might have rotated my ultra wide.
I remember I was looking at that. I'm like, what am I looking at here? Like I saw graphs and numbers and dude, it was mind blowing stuff.
Yeah, I had a few different layouts. So I guess trading, there's a few different types: short term, long term, day trading. I liked technical analysis. The other version is fundamental. Yeah. Fundamental is you care about the company, their future, what they're gonna do, the value that they're gonna bring.
Yeah.
Technical, you don't really care what they do per se.
Just numbers, huh?
Numbers. It's just a numbers game. It's like the news. Everything is influenced by something else. And you think something's not going to happen, and you watch it happen right in front of your eyes. Like, there was one particular trade, a lot of volume was holding a bit of a wall. And it's a bit of a ripple effect. If it goes here, then it should go here, and so on. There was about $8 million worth that had to be bought for them to bypass that wall. And it happened like that. And it just shocked me.
Yeah, right.
So anything can happen. So that's what I really learned.
Because I've heard like people say like it's almost impossible to predict where things will go. Like you can make real educated guesses, but at the end of the day, it's real hard to predict it. Yeah. So did that mean you had to like pay attention to the news and things like that?
You could, or if you're disciplined enough to go in with a set of rules and leave emotion out of it, you can minimize your losses as well. Yeah, gotcha. So majority of the times I guess when I first started doing it, let's say for 1 month, I sat there from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'd just watch. I might trade one or two. I'll have my lunch. I'm still watching, just getting a feel for the market, right? Then I became more comfortable. Then 11:30, 12 p.m., I'm done. Sometimes I'd be done by 10:30 a.m. and then I'll go cycle. Like I'll spend time with my dogs.
Yeah.
That's probably when I became more active and diversified my fitness as well.
Yeah.
Just because I had that time to do so.
100%. I think that's the best thing about it. You get to choose how you spend your time.
Yeah.
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 That would have been good. So that shift from like working, at Coke to making that shift.
Yeah.
Like, did that take you a lot of time to make that change? Like, were you nervous about making that switch?
A little bit, yeah. Like I'd spoken to my parents at the time as well.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, yeah, cool, like fair enough.
Yeah.
But I guess to get to that level of comfortability took me 2 to 3 years of trading. Like I'd been to a couple workshops. I'd seen people talk about trading.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'd tried a few things myself, and I had something to fall back on.
Yeah, fair enough.
Then, yeah, you just go in with a set of rules. You're happy to lose X amount.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, just let it go. Walk off. It's almost, I don't like to say gambling, but it's an educated gamble.
Yeah.
You can go chasing after your losses.
Yeah.
You can open with a positive or end the day with a positive.
Yeah.
And without your control, the next morning, it'll open at a negative and you're already at a loss.
Yeah, gotcha.
So holding a share overnight is another risk.
Right.
So most of the trades, if I was going to day trade, I might enter, exit on the day.
Right.
My quickest and shortest trade was about 20 seconds.
20 seconds?
Yeah. So like click, you buy in, watch, and sell. Done.
No shit.
And you just like walk out.
Yeah, right.
It could be a win, it could be a loss.
Yeah.
But depending on how you've set your rules for that day and what you're trying to achieve, I guess that's how you just base it.
Yeah.
But it really changed the way I view everything. Like I remember one particular day, I would have been behind the computer less than 30 minutes. And then I remember going out in the car, like I'm driving my bike out to go cycling somewhere. And then people are doing road works, like everyone's, like there's so many ways to make money.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Then, 100%. It was nice to have that experience, I guess.
Yeah, like having the freedom of time, just being able to like schedule your own day.
Yeah.
That's the dream. So what made you go back to
I guess financial security.
Yeah.
And I'm not super wealthy or anything like that. So something a bit more secure. And I think there's a lot more to learn and develop within a workplace. And then you can use that skill set and apply it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So just in that sense, go back, routine. I'd love to not have to work.
I know.
I mean, wouldn't we all?
I know.
But we got to get money somehow.
Yeah, something about that security, just knowing you can wake up, you'll get a pay, once every fortnight, once every week.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a trade-off, like say from 7 to 3, 9 to 5. That's time that you don't have to yourself.
Yeah.
Doing what you want. But yeah, it's a trade-off.
Do you train most days at the moment?
Yeah, I train, so jiu-jitsu 6 times a week.
Yeah, nice.
Weights, I do 7 times a week. But when I say weight training, it's not like, back when I started, I do like just pure bodybuilding stuff, just like chest, arms, back, and I'd just be smashing it. And so I'd have to do like chest day every second day. Now I do it from like I do it more for like longevity and just like general fitness.
Yeah.
So I'm in the gym like 30 minutes max, 45 tops. So like I'm doing like compound movements. So that allows me to work out every day.
Yeah.
Because back in the day when I first started.
Yeah, Vish, I remember like we've been mates like dude, 10 ages. Plus years.
Yeah, I was thinking like on the way here, bro. Like I met you when I was in year 9.
Yeah.
I was 15.
Wow.
I'm 27 now.
Crazy.
So I met you, I've known you for more than 10 years. And it's weird because like when I first met you, I feel like you were one of those like influences in my life. Because when I met you, when I was in year 9, you're 2 years older than me, yeah? So you must have been year 11, maybe year 12. And back in the days when you're that young, when you look at year 12s, they're like, they seem so much older to you. And that's how it seemed.
We all just as dumb.
Yeah, bro. Like we know now, Like back then, I used to look at you and like you were like this, you were positively influenced. Like I'm pretty sure you were working out back then too.
Yeah.
So you kind of got me into that as well. And that's when I started. And like back then I just wanted to like, get big. It was like that gym bro mentality, take your protein 30 minutes after you work out, like stuff like that. But now that I'm at this age now, I'm not really after that anymore. Like I'm more just doing it for like the functionality for MMA, like training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you've worked hard, Vish. Like I remember how we all looked back in the day.
Yeah. It's been
like you're looking good.
Cheers, right? Yeah, it's been it's just been one of those things. Like I've tricked myself into just making it a habit. So like it doesn't take much motivation for me to get out and go to the gym. Just like, brushing your teeth is just like a habit that I've just kind of created. And I feel like that's it, bro. Like if I don't get to work out on a certain day, like I'll honestly just be moody.
Play on you, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just be moody. I'll just feel like shit. Like even when I eat at night, if I haven't worked out that day, I'll just feel like, oh, I don't deserve this. Like it feels weird to say, but like that's just how I feel.
You have to earn a meal per se.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, it's good, like, because once you can trick yourself into forming that habit, it's done. Because like, I've always wanted to do like yoga and stuff like that, but I haven't made that a habit yet, so I find it hard to get into.
Yeah.
But I've realized it's just the same as working out. Like if you can just do it enough to where you convince yourself like this is something you just do every day. Yeah, that's it. Like how long have you been working out for? Like around the same time, yeah?
Yeah, I guess on and off at home back when we met.
Yeah.
And then I started going to the gym after year 12, like properly.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Then just like your normal gym, bro, I was pretty strong, but I was also more chubby, more chunky.
Yeah.
I couldn't move as much, and I had barely enough cardio.
Yeah.
But I was strong, and I felt good about that.
Yeah.
Then it really changed probably when we started jiu-jitsu. We liked Joe Rogan, and then you always want to look for different things to do, something exciting. And then I didn't want to start something by myself. Then I thought, hey, like who can I reach out to that I know that would be interested?
Yeah.
I hit you up.
Dude.
And then bang, here we are as well.
I'm so glad you did that, bro. Because like just before that, like a few months prior, I tried that other gym in Cheltenham? It's called like not Alliance, it's like some other gym in Cheltenham. I tried it out for a quick session. It was good, but like it was just me doing it, and like it wasn't really an introduction class.
Yeah.
And I tried it out, it was good, and then I was just kept going into weightlifting, and then you hit me up. Like I don't know if we were talking constantly at that point, but like you just hit me up out of nowhere. That's what it felt like. And you're like, hey bro, my barber's like a coach.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to try this jiu-jitsu thing? And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I needed. I needed like a group of people that I could do it with. Because like, how people say like going to a new gym is like intimidating.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with MMA, like martial arts, I feel like it is all like, it's real intimidating. So like knowing that I could go with some mates and just try it out. And like Ken's gym, super chill, like lovely guy. And yeah, from then, bro, I've been hooked. Just addicted. It's crazy, man. Because I got that notification on my Snapchat like 4 years ago.
Yeah. And it's like one of the first times we trained.
Yeah. Back at the old place in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like, I remembered us kind of just talking about it, maybe here and there. Thought it might spark your attention.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So then I hit you up. And even prior to that, I was at a boxing gym with another friend, but I never really felt like I was part of the club. Then, I guess, met Ken and just everything just fell into place.
Yeah. I feel because like I tried boxing as well, but something that put me off boxing was like, how you do technique and then you do sparring? Like in boxing sparring, you can't go 100%. Someone's going to get hurt. And you can't do that for six days a week.
Yeah.
With jiu-jitsu, you can spar as hard as you like. And like we can always tap. So we're not going to get hurt. So that's just something that was different from all other like martial arts, like Muay Thai, boxing.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu was those one where like it's not that like dangerous to spar hard. And that was my favorite part of it. Like you do the drills and then once they say, it's sparring, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Like, that was the best part about it. Yeah. So yeah, since then, bro, I've been hooked. It's crazy.
And you've done quite a few competitions as well, like which is awesome to see.
Yeah.
I haven't competed yet, and I guess I'm having a bit of time off at the moment.
Yeah.
But tell me more about your comps, like the wins, the losses, the experiences, how it was training.
Yeah, so my first ever comp, it's funny because I was a white belt and I signed up for like VIX, right? VIX, for those that don't know, is like one of the biggest comps in Victoria. It's like a state like championship. So I was not prepared. Or I thought I was prepared at the time, and I went to that. And like the weeks leading up to it, the training was real good. Like it was intense.
This was at Mount Waverley, right? When you and Martin and them were training.
Yeah. I was training between Mount Waverley and Cheltenham, and it was my first comp, so I didn't know what to expect. Bro, I made the mistake of telling my parents. I told my mates, like, you remember Nepal?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nepal and his girlfriend came down.
Yeah.
My girlfriend came down. Dude, there were all these people there. My first ever comp. It was at GSAC in Melbourne. It's like a huge venue.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I felt good. Like, I'm like, I'll do well. And it's like it's not a round robin, so it's like an elimination. So I get out there and, like, I'm doing good, like, the first 2 minutes. And I just start gassing out. Like, because I was nervous to begin with. And, like, I just had, like, this huge adrenaline dump. I started gassing out. I lost the first round, and that was it for the day. And, like, so that was the first competition. And since then, even though I lost, I just fell in love with that feeling of competing. Just going out there and just, like... Because at the gym, you train with your mates. And, like, your mates know your game. Sometimes people go... they go hard with you. Sometimes they... And, like, it was good to, like, kind of try, like, test your game out in a competition to see if it really works.
Yeah.
So, that was the first comp. Went terrible. Lost in the first round. No more matches from there. And then I kept training, and then we got our blue belt.
Yeah.
And then from blue belt onwards, I started competing more and more often. And with competition, it was one of those things, like, you just got to get used to the atmosphere. Because at the end of the day, we're just doing jiu-jitsu. But the tricky thing is, like, there are people there. There's a ref. People are watching you. So, like, a lot of people get sucked up in, like, the atmosphere of it. And that's what happened to me. Like, I'd be nervous because I Ken sitting right there. I'm like,
is I Vish do this?
Yeah, I know. And I felt like, like the pressure of it was real tough in those first few competitions.
Yeah.
But then once you get through those first few, you start to get more relaxed and you just see it for what it is. Like, you're just rolling with someone and you do this every day. Yeah. And, like, you enjoy doing it. You do it for fun. So, like, competition should be no different. So I started seeing that. And recently, like, I started having more success, at, like, Savage, Grappling Industries. So that was good. And I don't know, for me, like, it's just... Someone told me, I don't know if it was, like, Jacob or someone, but he was like... It's like we're training for, like, say, basketball or soccer, but we never play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're training for this sport that we never play, so why not just go out and play? And, like, the thing with jiu-jitsu, it's difficult because, like, it's just you against that opponent. With basketball or soccer, you've got a team, so if you lose, we all kind of cop it. But with a martial arts, it's like it's on you. And it's like, it's a physical thing too, so it feels, especially for guys, like it can hurt your ego if you get choked out in front of, your family and friends. Yeah. But for me, like, that's what made it, like, real interesting. I was like, I'm training for this sport. Like, why not just go out and play it as well?
Yeah.
Just kept doing it. And, like, I've just signed up for heaps of comps. So I got, like, a few coming up. I got one coming up, like, next month, the month after. I'm just going to keep signing up for them, bro. And just keep going.
Yeah.
And I know Jeremy did one recently. Not recently, but a couple months ago. And, like, he did well too. So, yeah, it's good. Like, it's a weird experience. Like, leading up to it, like, a few days prior, like, you're super nervous. For me, like, I needed to cut weight. So, like, I'm weird. Like, I'm, like, 80, 79 kilos. And the brackets are, like, 77 or 84. So I've got to choose between them.
Yeah.
I made the mistake once of, like, just doing 84.
Yeah.
And that just didn't go well. Like, the guys were just much bigger than me. So, like, also leading up to it, you got to, like, cut weight, watch what you're eating, make sure you're training hard enough. And it's a good experience, bro. Yeah. I recommend it. If you ever get back into it, it's worth doing for sure.
Yeah, I really do miss it. Like, it's one of the favorite things I've ever tried.
Yeah.
And then being consistent for 2 and a bit years, like, it was amazing. And you can feel the benefits as well.
Yeah, 100%.
I can move better. I can think better.
Yeah.
And then even prior to jiu-jitsu, like, I remember the early days, I'm probably driven by emotion to a degree, but losing so many times and then also getting some wins, like you're able to manage that a bit better.
Yeah, yeah, it really humbles you, you know, like I remember when I first started, when I came to the gym with you, like up until that point, I'd been working out for like 6, 7 years, right? So I had this ego. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm strong. And do you remember like when we first started training in Cheltenham, there was that redhead kid?
Yeah,
Do you remember him? Yeah. So he might have been what, like 17, 18? Younger than we were. Much smaller than me. So I remember I showed up. I'm like, oh, this guy, I should be able to take him, right? And like, you know, it was like, it might have been my first or second ever class, dude. I got ragdolled and I got just submitted. And I remember at that point, I'm like, if I can do what he did to me, to someone else, like that would be amazing. Like it made me realize like it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how strong you are. It's just like these techniques that work together. And that's what just like got me in love with it. Yeah, just going from there. And I remember like I rolled with you like not a couple months ago, like maybe last year or so, and you've got like a good foot lock. Like a straight ankle lock. Yeah. I was one of your moves. So anytime my ankle's like near your arm, I just
it's my fallback. Like that's probably one of the moves I've practiced hundreds of times. And then it's like the simple saying, practice makes perfect.
And it's satisfying, right? Like pulling it off. And
and then I remember the younger white belts would be like, yo, like watch out for Dash, like his fucking heel hook, whatever. And then one of the guys asked me, it's like, hey, like how do you do it? I said, bro, just do it every day. Like when you come in, like it's really that simple, right? Jiu Jitsu was just about showing up, the same fundamentals. You do it over and over and over again, and then you roll and then you try it out. Then you come back and just practice over and over.
100%, yeah. And like that's the cool thing, like with a lot of things in life, like you put work into it, but the benefits you see over time. With jiu-jitsu, I feel like you put the work in, you roll with someone and you see the benefits right there. Like you can tell like you're improving on the spot, and you get that like instant gratification of like, all right, I practiced this footlock and it just worked against this guy that I've never got before. So like you get that positive feedback loop, and it's just such a good feeling because like, you know, like when you were in high school and that your parents told you, you know, work hard, you know, it will pay off. And yeah, you get good grades and like you see it on paper, but there's nothing really tangible. But I feel like, you know, with the gym, with jiu-jitsu, you work hard and you see it on yourself. Like it's something that you can feel, it's tangible. And that's like, that's something that I just loved about it. Because most things you don't really see the benefit immediately. It's like a long-term benefit. Like, you know, you go to uni, you work hard, you save up some money, but it's like a long-term thing. But I feel like with jiu-jitsu, it was like, if you work harder than someone, you will literally see that when you roll with them. That was so good.
How did you find when you competed the level of difficulty, I guess, from people from other clubs?
Yeah. It's insane, bro. Like, you can never replicate that level of intensity in the gym. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. The competition intensity.
Yeah, like, you probably won't believe me, but like, me and you, we could roll as hard as we want. But if you go to a comp, like...
Yeah, that's a whole other game.
Dude, like, they have almost like... It's just you're the opponent. So like, they have no regard for you. Like, they're just... Every grip feels like they're trying to rip your arm off. And that was the thing that I had to get used to, like, was the intensity. Because when I roll with people at our gym, I like to, like... I like not to go too hard. Like, I like to use technique.
It's almost like I'll let you lead. And then I'll come back with something.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Like, I like to be nice. Like, I don't want to, like, you know, rip an arm bar or just, like, rub your head real hard. But that's what you need to do, though. Like, that's how you need to compete. So those first few competitions, I was kind of, like, overwhelmed with the level of, like... Because I would see a guy, he's my weight, and I think, oh, yeah, this would be easy. But, like, they just feel stronger than me. And that was just because, like, I was given maybe 70%. Dude, they were on 110% trying to rip my head off. So, like, that level of intensity, you got to get used to that. And, the only way is, through competition. Luckily, I've had no injuries from comps. You know, that's like an issue because, like, a lot of guys, you know, they'll just rip on heel hooks. They'll rip arm bars. So, that intensity is a huge thing because we can try to replicate it in the gym, but you can't. It's real hard.
You know you're gonna go home and like you're just training with the boys at the end of the day, right?
Exactly. Because when we roll, like we're going hard, but I'm not going like 110%, you know?
Yeah.
But that was something to like really get used to. Another thing was like the adrenaline dump, like cardio.
Yeah.
Like something about just being nervous and like just blowing your load too early.
Yeah.
That's something I felt in the first competition. Like the first 2 minutes I was good. I'm pretty sure I was up on points. And I just gassed out. Like my arms were just burning. I knew what I needed to do, but like I was so tired. Like, you know that feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like you just gassed. And like, you know the technique.
It's like your mind's racing where your body's not catching up.
Yeah. And like, you know what to do, but like you're just too tired. So that's another huge thing. So I've been trying to work on my cardio recently.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do like some high intensity training. I did like 2K. I've been running 2Ks, which is for me a lot. Like I know for you probably not a lot, but for me that's heaps. And bro, I don't know, cardio is just so boring to me, man. It's hard. Because like back when I was like a gym bro, you know, it was either like get big, do like the bodybuilding shit, or do cardio. There was never like, it was never both together. And I wish I had the mentality that I do now back then. So I could implement more cardio work into it. But yeah, trying to get back into it now.
I was never really a cardio guy myself.
Yeah.
And then I'd say a lot of my ideas with fitness changed during COVID. And then even when I was off work, trading from home with just that extra time, I just explored my hobbies.
Yeah.
And then I was cycling a lot more, and it was fun. It's a skill that you can improve on.
Yeah.
And you're building your cardio as well.
Yeah.
Then also training Jiu Jitsu, I was very stiff. Like when we started, right? Like we were getting thrown around. Like with chunky boys.
Yeah.
Stronger, but we didn't know what we were doing. There's no
man.
coordination. No. Flexibility was quite poor.
Terrible.
So then I started working on a bit of yoga, a bit of variety.
Yeah.
Then incorporate that.
Yeah.
And then I never would have thought I would have ran. Like who the hell likes to run?
Yeah.
It's not something enjoyable. But during the COVID time, I guess I got a lot more leaner, and I was just light, and I just had more energy.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look shredded though. Like you look good. Like my fear was that like if I ran or do too much cardio, I would lose like muscle mass.
Yeah.
But you had the opposite. Like you got lean, but like it made you look bigger as well.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Like were you? Because I was curious about that. Because like, did you also do weightlifting while you were running?
Truth be told, I was disappointed to see what was left of me after I'd cut down. I thought I had built a better base, but no, I had not. I had the basics, maybe just a little bit more than average, but I could perform. Like my mental and physical game was on another level, probably better than what it was now. And there's always periods of consistency and inconsistency. So again, I'm trying to get back into it a bit more, cut down. There's been more things that I've built on, but I could just perform. Like my endurance was on another level. And then because I'd been running as well, man, it's fucking boring. When you're running 5Ks, your heart's pounding at 180 beats per minute for 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
It's like, then what is going to phase you? Like, you're just like, cool. If I can do this mindless jogging for this long, like I'll be all right.
Yeah.
Weight training, it was more, I wanted to be like a hybrid kind of athlete in a way. Like I loved watching CrossFit games and and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Is that the ones where they do like the push-ups and then they do like another activity? And
like do some dads, do some burpees and run up and pull a rope, then run up, like pull-ups.
Dude, what do you think about the pull-ups though? Are they bullshit pull-ups? Like you've seen like the way they swing, yeah?
Yeah. There's a few... I can't comment on the specifics. But I just liked that all-rounder kind of ability. Normally, a bodybuilder only has, these certain things that he can do or she can do. Then someone who runs or triathlete does certain things. But being able to do a mix of things was nice.
That's a sweet spot.
I lost a lot of strength and size, but
do you think you lost strength?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did lose quite a bit of strength.
Yeah,
but I felt good that I could just outperform someone.
Yeah.
Like generally, like I felt like I just had that endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a give and take, but I feel like as we get older, I feel like it's good to focus more on like, yeah, you know, flexibility, cardio, just the ability to like, to perform pretty much, especially in a martial arts setting, like with Jiu Jitsu. Like I've realized like it doesn't matter how big you are. Like if you don't have a gas tank to go 7 minutes, you're screwed. If you don't have the flexibility, you're screwed. And I feel like that's the most important thing. Like bringing those two things together though, it's very tricky. Because a part of you wants to get big, you know.
Yeah, like you want to look a certain way. Man, I loved bodybuilding when I was growing up. Like I still do.
Yeah, I've seen the posters.
Yeah. Like it's hard work, right? Like they're just hours and hours of the same movements that build that particular muscle.
Yeah.
Then, like you can't have everything.
No, it's a give and take, bro. Like there's only so much. Unless we hopped on the juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have it all, but. Yeah, it's been good, bro. Like when I first started, I felt like I had the goal of like, oh, how long will it take me to get to black belt? Stuff like that. And then I remember the day we got our blue belt. You remember that? At Mount Waverley? I remember like I met Jacob.
Yeah.
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 And like I'd never met him before that. And it was just like this kid had a blue belt.
Yeah.
And I just got my blue belt. So I'm like, oh, let me test this out, you know, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And I still had a bit of an ego because, you know, on the day I got the blue belt, so I had a roll with him. And dude, in my 4 years of training now, I've never been like messed up as bad as he did. Like,
yeah, he was another level.
Dude, he destroyed me. He destroyed me. I had a busted up lip.
Yeah.
He was real nice, but like I was giving him a certain level of intensity and he was just giving that straight back to me and he destroyed me. And like that day I realized like it's not about the belts. It's just about like how good you are. Like the belts are very arbitrary. They don't really tell you how good someone is. So like now my goal is like I don't care if I never get a like black belt. For me it's just I want to get as good as I can, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And it was weird, like I realized that on that day because I just met him and like he was just this kid, you know. He's
like very polite.
Yeah, super nice guy. Yeah, like super innocent looking kid. He had like a fresh blue belt, so I'm like, all right, let me give it a crack, you know, see how I go. Bang. Destroyed. Yeah. And my girlfriend was there too. She was watching. So yeah, tapped out multiple times and yeah, bro. Since then I've just been like, yeah, the belts to me they don't matter. It's just I just want to get as good as this thing as possible. And hopefully, ideally, one day, if I can do it as a career, like make money doing what I love doing, that would be, ideal.
What do you enjoy more, gi or no gi?
No gi, bro. I don't do gi anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Full-time no gi.
Yeah.
Initially, like the gi was like, there's so much laundry, bro. Like, you gotta wash it every day and like it takes up 50% of your freaking, washing machine.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like the fact that people could just grip you and like hold on to you.
Yeah,
and I felt like I couldn't use like, athleticism. I couldn't like run around people and shit. And then I tried no-gi and like, I loved it. It was so good. Oh, with no-gi you can wear like rash guards that you like. So,
bring a certain style into the game.
Yeah.
It just wraps tight on your body.
Yeah, I like the tight fit. Look bigger than you are, psych people out. So I just do no-gi full time now. I still have my gi. It's still there. I've got the blue belt sitting there somewhere. Just collecting dust, but just no-gi for now.
Yeah. I liked both. I'm still undecided on what I like more. But I like the technicality of the gi and the lapel and, you're doing something and he's like pulling your lapel fucking wrap around your leg. I liked that in the sense that you can manipulate your opponent a bit more and really frustrate them in a different way.
Yeah.
But what I liked about gi was it was easier to slip out of certain positions and then you can roll with your opponent more freely. Yeah. Without things getting caught or...
Yeah, I feel like you end up in more positions when you're in no-gi.
Yeah.
It feels more like wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was one of the things that frustrated me about the gi, like the fact that people could just hold on to you. And when you think about it in like an MMA setting, like when you're having a fight with someone, you can't just grab onto their pants.
Yeah.
grab onto their lapel. But yeah, it's good. I feel like it's very technical, the gi, and I feel like it's good to do both. But yeah, I've just didn't know. Like, do you still have your gi?
Yeah, I have 4 sets.
4?
Yeah,
right.
when I got the blue, I ended up buying 2 more gis just because I was
pricey,
excited and I was happy, and
Yeah.
I got them on a small sale at the time, which was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I remember when we started and going as a fresh white belt and looking at everyone else with color belts, and you're like, fuck, like it'd be nice to have one of them. And then the day came when we got it. And then I remember the first time going to training and taking out the blue out of the bag. I just felt different.
Yeah.
And people look at you differently.
Yeah.
But like, come on, like we all started from the same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
But it was nice that people appreciate the work that was involved to get there.
Yeah.
And they see you as a sort of a danger in a way as well. They're a bit more cautious. Or they ask you for advice. Because you've just been doing it for longer. Like experience truly matters.
Yeah, I remember that day, like we were both in the gym and I wasn't expecting that we'd get a blue belt, right?
Yeah.
I remember I was talking to you, I'm like, yeah, we'll probably just, because it was grading that day.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if Ken left us till the end, like, and then he just all gave us the blue belts. Yeah. It was good, man. Like, it felt good to have that. But yeah, for me now, personally speaking, like, it's not about the belts at all. Like, because especially, like, even at Ken's gym, or if you go to Absolute, like, you'll meet, like, white belts that can tap out brown belts or purple belts. So, like, and you just realize, like, the belts are, like, they're a bit arbitrary, like, doesn't mean too much, but it's just how good you are. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah, bro. Since then, I got the blue belt, and then I feel like I was on and off. Like I trained 3-4 times a week. Like it's such a big commitment.
Yeah. When you're trying to juggle, I guess, full-time work and your own life, and then you got to commute, train. You have to build your life around certain things, and I guess that's why I've had to step away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because, one of my old managers did say to me, like, you can't be the best jiu-jitsu superstar in the world and run a successful company. And it really just stuck with me. Like, you really can't do everything. You have to chop it up, give and take, make certain sacrifices. But I'll come back. Like, it's something that really brings me joy.
That actually resonates with me heaps, because I understand, like, in order to be good at something, you need to really just be completely obsessed with it. And I see guys that are, like, completely obsessed with jiu-jitsu, like at Absolute, and they are so good. And, like, with me, like, I wish I could do that, but there are other things that I need to, like, look after. And it's weird, like, you have to make that decision, like, what's most important. And you've got to, like, put time towards that. Because there are times sometimes I'll come home from training, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I'll eat, and I'll think, man, like, I finish work, I train for 2 hours, I get home, eat, sleep. Like, is this what I want to be doing after work? Like, say, what if I just spent that time learning how to code? Learning something else that might let me start a business. So, yeah, it's a huge decision of, like, what is most important to you? What do you want to put your time into? And it's crazy your manager said that to you, because I feel like it's true in a way. Because you can't be everything. You've got to, like, choose what's most important, and you just got to, like, pursue that. And, like, ideally, whatever you choose, that should help you live a decent life, like, financially speaking. Unfortunately, with jiu-jitsu, like, there's not much money in it. Like, it's not like, tennis or, like, soccer where you could make money. So it's one of those things, like, you've got to, like, really, like, pick what you want to do. So it's tricky, man.
So I'm guessing you definitely want to keep competing and training in the long term.
Yeah, I do. Like, for me, like I know I'm never going to ADCC, which is, like, the Olympics of jiu-jitsu, but I want to get to a stage where, like, I can compete at, like, nationals, VIX. So that first ever competition I did was at VIX. I want to go back to that same place and win gold. Like, that's, like, that's my goal. And yeah, just be as good as I can. Like, if that means one day eventually being able to, like, open up my own gym, or, like, fund a gym for someone else to run, I feel like that's my goal in this whole thing. And at the end of the day, like, I just enjoy doing it. Like, it's just so much fun, bro. Because I feel like I have, like, all this, like, pent-up energy. I don't know where it's from, like, and if I don't get to, like, let it out, it just, I just don't feel, like, 100%. Like, I feel, like, irritable. And, like, my misso says it as well. Like, when I don't go training, I'm just not nice to be around. Like, I'm just annoying. And it's good to just let it out. Like, gym was fun, you know, for the first, like, 6-7 years. But after a while, you want something that will, like, push you to that extent. Like, I'll go to the gym, but I'm not going to, like, be exhausted at the end of it. After jiu-jitsu, you're exhausted.
Man, you really give jiu-jitsu your all. Like, when you roll with someone. Yeah.
How good's that drive home, right?
Yeah.
Even just walking out of the gym, you feel the fresh air, like,
yeah.
and you're sweating, like, you're dripping in sweat. Like, you'll never get that from the gym.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, it's just, there's something about that, just, like, really just working hard. Because I remember, like, when I was, like, maybe 7-8 years old, like, I used to, like, wrestle with my cousins, and we were all around that age. We'd be play fighting and just wrestling. And, like, no one taught us to do that. We just did it naturally. Because we just had that energy in us, and we just wanted to, like, play fight. And I feel like that's what jiu-jitsu essentially is. Like, we're just play fighting at the end of the day. It's just fancier now. Now there's a gym. Now there are belts. People give you medals. But at the end of the day, we're just doing what comes naturally to us.
Yeah.
Like, we're just, like, just monkeys, just, like, rolling around. Just, you know, just fighting.
Yeah.
So I feel like it gives you, like, that, feeling of just, like, satisfaction. I don't know where it comes from, but, I feel like that's what's kept me hooked for so long.
Now, I feel that, like, the level of exertion that came from training jiu-jitsu doesn't really compare to anything else.
Yeah.
Running comes close, but you're just dealing with just you and your thoughts when you're running. Like, you're not facing an opponent.
Yeah.
You're not trying to gain a win. So, jiu-jitsu, like, personally for me, like, I got a lot physically and mentally, like, during my time training.
Yeah. Wait, when you're running, do you listen to podcasts? Do you listen to music?
I've done a mix. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes a lot of David Goggins.
Yeah.
And then sometimes music, sometimes podcasts or other books. The longest I did was 21K, and that was without music.
21 Ks?
Yeah.
How long did that take you?
So, 21 is a half marathon.
Yeah.
I ran it injured. My right knee was pretty messed up at the time.
Yeah.
And that's when I stopped training as well. And it just threw me off track. But I'd already signed up for the event. I thought, let's just get it done. I'll get my medal, put it on the wall, and then I'll deal with the pain later on.
Yeah.
Far out, man. I've never experienced that much pain in my life. Like, I had to lift my knee up and carry it around. Yeah.
Wow.
So, something to do with my patella alta.
Right.
Just like inflammation, grinding of the bone.
So going into that run, that marathon, you already had knee pains?
Yeah. So I guess running, I started by doing one lap. Your standard athletics track is 400 meters.
Yeah.
I would do one, then became 2, 3, then like 5K and so on. Then my first ever event was a Nike 10K run. I don't really know what got me into it because it's not something that I would have naturally done. It's out of my comfort zone. You know, you're running with thousands of people. Like, it's just in your head that, people are watching. It's uncomfortable. But I did the event and I was like, holy shit, like that was fun.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to get a chance to run around the city and into the MCG and things like that.
Yeah.
So it was an opportunity where it ticked a few boxes. You know, I'm never going to go to the city just to run.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run into the MCG.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to get a medal for doing
you go
it.
into the ground?
Yeah. So you finished inside the MCG.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So, like, I'm never going to do that on my own.
Yeah, right.
So,
The security
like, it was just something so different. And then personally as well, like, I didn't really, we all have plenty of mates, but I didn't know too many people that ran. Or I didn't have many people come out run with me. I just always train alone.
Yeah.
Then you go out to this event and there's just tens of thousands of people and they're all just running and they're all just focused on themselves. And It's like a big community event. And then I thought, fuck, like this is cool. Like I want to do more. It felt nice to. It was just a participation medal, but you get it for completing it.
Still, yeah.
So, and it felt nice looking back at it. And then I thought, fuck, like if I can do 10, like I want to be able to do more. So then it became just a bit more training. Then I went from 10 to 13, 16, and then 21. So the jumps were too messed up.
Right.
I wish I trained a bit more.
Yeah, okay.
That's why I hurt myself a bit.
You think so?
Yeah. I probably got too cocky. Like mentally I was ready, but physically I wasn't. So that's when I kind of ran injured. I thought I'll just do it. And it took me 2 hours, 22 minutes and 23 seconds to run it injured. By the end of it, it was like I was walking, but I was like jogging.
No way.
Yeah. If everything went well, I reckon 1 hour 45-ish on a good day.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know too much about paces, but just the 21Ks as a whole is ridiculous to me. Like, I couldn't imagine running for that long.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you know, you're not sprinting, but you're at like a comfortable jog.
You're trying to maintain a certain pace, I guess.
Well, what would you say your heart rate is as you're doing it?
Average 185. Yeah.
That's pretty high.
You're just maintaining that same level. That's what really blew my mind away as well. Like being able to still think, function, and maybe even talk to someone next to you while your heart is pumping.
Dude, 185 is real high.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was just super exciting. Like knowing that you can really push your heart to that level.
Yeah.
And then I could see my resting heart rate dropping as well, like over time. I was like, damn, this is a win-win.
What did you get down to?
The lowest was 51.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Back in, At the moment, I'm like 60-ish, but I came down to like 51 for a couple of months.
That's really good.
For resting, yeah.
Because I know like high performance athletes, like high 40s.
Yeah.
Low 50s.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah. And then David Goggins, like he was a big influence in that. Like just do the hard work, like running to discomfort and doing the difficult things to achieve a positive outcome. And I just kind of fell in love with it. And it feels nice to move. Wrestling as a kid, you know, back in our prehistoric days, we didn't have cars, we didn't have fancy things. We'd walk or run places.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, because like we had to work to get food.
Yeah.
To get shelter, to survive, we had to work.
Yeah.
Now with all this technology, like if you want food, you get Uber Eats.
Yeah.
You know, if you want someone to do your plumbing, you just call someone over.
Yeah.
And it's good, but I feel like that just makes you like soft. Like you need to put some work in.
Yeah.
And we each find our way to put that work in, like Jiu Jitsu, running, cycling. Yeah, because I started running like recently, maybe like a month ago, and like for me, like one of the biggest things was like, maybe because I've got ADHD, but like keeping myself mentally like engaged. Like, I've been listening to a podcast, but like at the same time, I was like getting just bored doing it. Because I've been trying to do like long distance, but like low intensity. So like on a treadmill, I'd go up to like maybe 8, and I'll be like jogging, and I do that for like maybe 30 minutes. So that for me, that would be like 2Ks, maybe 3Ks.
Yeah.
And you're just being engaged that whole time doing it. It's just a struggle. But I guess that's where you start, right? And you just...
Yeah. And the runner's high is like a legit thing.
Yeah, I know.
I've done a lot of runs on the tread. The longest on a treadmill was 13 kilometers, which just over an hour, I think it took me.
Yeah.
But it's pretty boring.
Hang
but
on,
you just
13Ks in over an hour?
Yeah.
So what pace were you at?
Probably 5 minutes something, or just under 5-ish.
Like on a treadmill, like is there a number that shows up? Because I only know by the numbers. Like
probably like 12K.
You're on 12 for like over an hour?
Yeah.
No
progressively,
dude.
I might start at 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5.
Bro, that's insane.
12. Yeah. The quickest.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude.
I can't do it now, but I reckon
back in the prime days.
1 year ago, it was probably my peak, like running.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
For me, 12 or 13 feels like I'm not sprinting, but like I'm reaching the upper end of like where I'm like comfortable.
Yeah.
And maintaining that for an hour just seems unimaginable to me.
Yeah. You can.
That's impressive.
You can. It's think about Jiu Jitsu and the mechanics of your body. Yeah. Like I studied a lot of form for running. You're just like falling forwards, and your legs is like a spring. You're just grabbing on. So when I became more into running, I tweaked my form. Just little things, focusing on that stability, looking at the horizon, being as relaxed as possible.
Yeah.
And your body will just keep going. Like
Yeah,
you can,
right.
yeah. The quickest time, I done 10K in 53 minutes once. And that was out on the track. So that was a nice rhythm that you kind of get into.
That's insane. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's so impressive, dude. Yeah, I can't even fathom doing that. Yeah. But I feel like, it's just you got to start off somewhere.
Yeah, just progressively, I just got there eventually. Yeah.
Do you feel like running on a track is easier compared to a treadmill?
Yes and no. When I did 10K, that was 25 laps. So think about an athletics track and you're counting 25 freaking laps and you're looking at how many Ks you've done on your watch. Like it's a mental battle as well. Treadmill's good because you can get a different kind of rhythm. You could probably watch something, you're in aircon.
Yeah.
So I preferred training on a treadmill and then also training and practicing and applying it on the track.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the best runs would have been the events that I did. Like the half marathon was in Mornington. And like I'm never going to go run in freaking Mornington for no reason. So it was nice to run by the ocean, like hearing the sound of the waves and the wind and the salt and just something different.
Yeah, doing it out there must be nice.
Yeah.
And doing it with other people too. Like
like everyone's there for the same goal. Like we all just want to run and we all have different paces and whatnot. Then last year I did a trail run. That was my first time ever running in that kind of environment. Different kind of shoes, it's super slippery, quite dangerous. Quite a few people fell in front of me, behind me, very slippery.
Yeah.
And holy shit, like the terrain and the amount of elevation gain and descent you gotta do, like it's wild.
Inclines must be tough, huh?
Yeah. Like some bits you had to kind of walk up or
I can imagine.
really slow down.
Yeah.
But I remember that running downhill and then just feeling that pressure through your whole body of you like thudding and trying to control speed and form and everything. Like that was really cool.
Yeah, right.
And even then, that was Great Ocean Road, I think, running festival.
Yeah, right.
Drove up. We left super early. I convinced my little sister to run with me as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we went up. It was like 5 a.m. We slept in the car there for like 30 minutes. And just got up, ran, did it, and then 2 hours drive back home. But it was worth it, like just for the experience. And
man. And that runner's high is a real thing.
Yeah.
Very real thing.
Yeah.
It's like just the same as jiu-jitsu high. Like you just feel that, I don't know, that rush of like energy and just that feeling of well-being after you've like really done something.
Yeah. It's like a place of zen. You're just like
it feels
lost
weird.
in a trance.
It feels very, something that I don't get from gym anymore. Like I get it from gym a little bit, but something like running or jiu-jitsu, like you definitely feel it. But do you feel like running has like do you feel like it's hard on your body?
It was easier to run when I was lighter. I reckon the lightest I got, and probably when I got my blue belt, we would have been, 2021 sometime?
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago.
I was probably high 60s.
Okay.
Maybe 68 kilos.
Yeah.
I'm 74 at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So being lighter definitely helps.
Yeah.
Being conditioned helps. It's like anything, right? Like you can gain a skill or whatever it is that you want to do, but if you're not practicing it and applying it, you'll eventually lose that ability.
Yeah, 100%.
So I haven't been as consistent, but I should be able to knock out like 2K, 1K if I start and then progressively build up.
Yeah. When you were doing those long distance runs, were you still doing weightlifting?
Yes, but not as much. Just more functional movement.
Yeah.
Just like bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press, snatches, more Olympic based stuff as well.
Oh, you're doing snatches too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So something more functional. Like I got over that traditional old school bodybuilding.
Gym bro.
Yeah. Like it's not as engaging. Like you need something more fun. Like there's always levels to everything, right? Like you need different engagement.
Yeah, for me, like the gym bro was very like that mentality was very focused around like looking a certain way, like ego.
Yeah.
Like the older you get, you realize like we can't hold on to the way our body looks. Like it's gonna start declining. You might as well feel good and be functional.
Yeah.
That's what's most important, not just who's the biggest, right?
Yeah.
Is being able to like move comfortably, do those like compound movements. Yeah, I feel like those are the most important things. But yeah, back in the days, bro, it was just gym bro mentality. I remember I never used to do legs. Like I just train like biceps, chest, back, and I used to just skip leg day. So leg day would be like my rest day. Like it's a cliche, but like that's literally what it was. But now I love doing squats. I love doing deadlifts. Just a bit of everything.
Yeah. Did you ever get into cycling?
No, not really. Not really. Like I've got mates that are into it. Like Nepal's really into it. Like he's got that real light bike. And I did not know how expensive they were, bro.
Yeah. It's like buying a bloody car.
Yeah, I know.
Almost.
I was talking to this guy as well. He was like, this bike costs 20K. I was like, what? For a bike? Like, it's not even a motorbike.
Yeah.
Like, why is it so expensive? And he was telling me as well, like, he would hit like 60Ks. Which was mind-blowing to me. Like, I did not think you'd go that quick. Like, I did a bit of cycling around, like, Listerfield. I like doing the Listerfield track. But I had just like a regular like dirt bike from like Kmart. It was fun, but like I never really got into it like that. Yeah. Do you still do Listerfield? I know you've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, I guess I did a lot during when lockdown and we all had a bit more time on our hands. But yeah, cycling as well. Pretty much, the world came to a stop. Yeah. Like, shit, what do I do? Like I'm going crazy.
Cycle, yeah.
So I just had an eBay $200 bike back in the day.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. It had disc brakes, whatever. I jump on, ride it.
Yeah.
Like felt nice. Then kind of teed up the boys. We went to Listerfield a couple of times. That was fun.
Yeah.
And gaining a bit more speed and going down the tracks. It was very technical. Like you got to be confident. You have to take if you fall over, you got to cop it. I've had quite a few falls.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. There was one where I broke my helmet and I did a front flip and I landed on my back. Like, it scared me. Like, it could have been pretty bad.
Like, would you hit a rock or something?
Nah, it was like a small little jump. And then the brakes weren't as good. So I couldn't turn quick.
Yeah, right.
And I just locked up and it just stopped and I just went straight over the handlebar and I did a flip. I reckon doing Jiu Jitsu helped because I was able to handle falling.
Yeah, just like roll with it.
Yeah, I just rolled into it and it was like kind of like tuck in and roll. Like whatever. Done.
Yeah, right.
So over time, like I fell in love with cycling as well. And just it was fun cardio. You see things you wouldn't normally see when you go in a car or whatever.
Kangaroos and shit. Yep.
Then there's a lot to explore. Being out in nature is wonderful. Then I started getting faster and more technical. And it's like, I've always enjoyed becoming better at something or learning everything about it and seeing what I can do to get a little bit better.
Yeah, and I feel like riding a cycle, like it's easier on your body compared to running.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do that because like I'm trying to do cardio, but like I'm trying to avoid running, do more cycling. Like those bikes with a fan in it. Like what do you call them?
Assault bike.
Yeah, assault bikes. I've been trying to do those. Those are good.
Yeah, or those Rogue Echo bikes.
Yeah.
Those are crazy, man.
Bro, they get your heart rate up.
Yeah,
it's tough work. But dude, hitting 80Ks in Listerfield isn't not 80Ks, but
60.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff.
Yeah. And I think that just came with confidence over time. Like, I couldn't ride. I had to always hold the handlebars. Now I reckon I could ride at least 2 to 3 minutes without holding the handles.
Yeah, I've seen one of your Instagram stories, and you're recording and you're not holding onto the bars. I'm like, how are you doing that? Yeah.
I played around on the bike. It's like physics, right? It's balance, momentum, movement. then again, like I watched videos, how to corner, how to brake properly, body positioning. You can really trust your bike. Like they're good machines.
Yeah.
So then when I ended up buying the better ones, they were more capable. Like they could take a bit more of a beating out on the tracks. And the brakes were more stronger. And, you know, I went from having, I didn't even know this existed, but hydraulic brakes. It's like freaking car brakes. There's a brake fluid, there's brake pads.
Oh, true.
And they get engaged as you press the brakes.
Yeah.
So just learning, I guess, the more technical skills has helped.
Yeah.
How to hold the handlebars, you know, like with a strict grip or a loose grip. Your feet placement, like every little thing like plays a part.
When I was learning to ride like a motorbike, everyone always told me, have your like legs engaged tight, but don't be tight with your.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Is that the same with bicycles?
I guess with the motorbike, are you kind of holding onto the body of the bike as well?
Yeah, kind of. Like your legs are like engaged, they're tight, but like you don't want to be tight here because you want to be able to like.
Yeah.
But if you're tight here, like you could mess up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm holding onto the bike, but like my legs are
like hugging.
Yeah. So you can kind of follow the.
Yeah. So with cycling, similar. So I've changed a few things on my bike as well. Like just the grips. Instead of silicone, I got different types. So it feels better when you hold it. It breathes. You don't get as sweaty and whatnot.
Right.
Generally, you want to be as relaxed as possible.
Yeah.
You want to sit as high as possible with the least amount of force through your legs. Majority of cyclists are sitting way too low.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But like if you're as high as possible, wouldn't you be hunched over?
No. Mine is a small.
Right.
You've met Ryan, he's a tall guy. His bike is an XL.
Yeah.
So you buy the size according to your height.
Yeah.
Then you want to sit high enough that when you do extend, your leg is not straight, but it's not too bent.
Right.
So you're able to have that nice fulcrum at the bottom.
Gotcha.
So that'll give you more efficiency. You use less energy. And it's scary sitting up higher, but I've done 3,500 Ks since I bought my bikes. So like I feel comfortable now. Yeah. I guess just time and like training and the experience.
Putting it in, Yeah, no shit.
Then every year, multiple times I've raised my seat higher and higher just because I feel my posture's gotten better and then I'm more efficient at putting the power down.
So when your position goes higher, you're not hunched over, you don't think?
Nah. It's probably more so just the torso.
Yeah, gotcha.
This length still remains the same. Like the angles might change.
Right.
But it's increments, like I'm talking millimeters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. My road bike, I remember I bought and I was sitting at about 72 millimeters, like on the setting.
Right.
A couple of days ago, I lifted up to 65. It's little changes over time, but it's efficiency when you are riding, like out on the road.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then,
bro, it sounds like you've done a ton of research into it this day.
Yeah. Like I just got hooked and then I just watched videos of other good cyclists and how they did certain things and what to do and what not to do. And
yeah, it's something like
I
kind of like admire about you. Like you're able to like pick something up and you'll get hooked on it and you'll just learn everything that there is to about it. Like, you know, even with podcasting, say music, weightlifting, jiu-jitsu, like you pick something and you just like get into it. And like there are like a ton of different things, you know?
Yeah.
Like some people, they'll just do like, you know, weightlifting, MMA, jiu-jitsu, and like it's just like one area. Yeah. But I feel like you're able to like branch out into things.
Yeah.
Is it just like whatever interests you in the moment or?
Yeah, like growing up, I wasn't really sporty or as active.
Yeah.
I was always told I didn't have too many interests and like I was probably a boring kid. But I always liked music. Probably when we met, you would have seen me carry around my iPad and I had freaking headphones on.
I remember your headphones, right? Yeah.
I always loved listening to music, yeah. Then as you get older, you know, you want to find things that keep you excited.
Yeah.
Keep you engaged. It's hard to make time for everything, but it's good knowing that you've built certain skills, you've become proficient at it.
Yeah.
And then you can come back to it and it's easier to get better quicker.
Yeah.
Because you have that muscle memory per se.
Exactly, yeah.
And then same thing with the DJing. Like, I've never used a deck that big before. You know, it was complicated. I watched videos, I learned. And now it's like playing a game almost. Like, it's so much fun.
It's impressive that you're able to like jump between these things and you immerse yourself. I feel like that's a skill to be able to like. For me, I've always like imagined like if you can get good at one thing, you can get good at anything.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it's the same concept.
Yeah.
For me, it was like say gym. Right. I got like decently good at gym, and I realized like if I can get good at this, I can apply this to anything else, and I will also get good at that.
Yeah.
And like you've been able to do that, which is. Yeah, which is cool. Like, it's weird. Like, recently I've been getting into chess, which is weird.
Nice.
I downloaded the chess app on my phone.
Yeah.
I've been watching YouTube videos and, like, openings and, like, strategies. And it's cool just, like, finding something that you like doing and, like, getting good at it.
Becoming good.
Yeah. It's just, like, something that's just rewarding about it.
Yeah.
And it's good not, like, kind of boxing yourself into this one thing, saying, yeah, like, I'm good at this and this is what I do. It's good to like kind of branch out, do other things, and you never know. Once you might need to come back to one of these skills. Like, you know, when you move out somewhere, you might need to set something up, and like you'll be able to like dip into this, and it's crazy.
Thanks, man. Like, I appreciate you saying that. And funnily enough, being like having done the different things and different interests that I do have, I've been able to meet different types of people.
Yeah.
And I'm able to relate to them a bit more.
It's
like, I can go talk to this guy about cycling. And then I can go talk to him about DJing or music, which is quite strange.
It's cool, right? Yeah.
But then they're also fascinated, like, oh shit, like you do that as well. Like, interesting.
It's good. It's like finding common ground with like these people that maybe you might not talk to, like if it wasn't for this like common interest that you had. And it's cool to like meet people like that.
Yeah. That's something I learned. Probably something you would understand as well, like personal development and self-development. Like, I was pretty hooked onto it growing up.
Yeah.
I felt like I lacked a lot of things. And then I felt like I just wanted to develop everything I could about me.
Yeah.
And just learn different things and become good at them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd heard from audiobooks and podcasts. And I saw the change in myself and just the confidence. The ability to relate and communicate to different people. So it's been a good journey, like, and I just want to see what's next. Like, you know, just keep trying new things.
Like, is there anything new that you've been looking into?
Golf.
Oh, no way, dude. Come on. Don't say that, bro. My brother's been getting into golf too.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good. I think it's fun.
Like, you hear golf is like businessmen sport kind of thing, like a lot of business deals happen out on the golf course. I've never been on a course yet. I've only ever been to the driving range.
Which one did you go to?
Just the one, Greens Road. I've been to Albert Park a fair bit. Uni days, I used to go with one of my mates, Adam, quite a fair bit. Then it was just fun. Like, you just hit a ball like out far, and it's very satisfying when you get a nice connect with the ball. And to do that, it involves skill, practice, 100%. Dedication, and repetition.
It's a whole thing.
So it's just the same fundamentals applied in different areas.
Now, my brother's getting big into golf, bro. You know, there were a bunch of like ranges near like Dingley, Keysy. He's been going there.
And then a lot of guys at work, they love their golf. So that's another thing, right? If you can understand certain lingo and all this stuff, then you can relate to them on that conversation. So it's funny seeing people's faces light up when you talk about something that they love. So it's nice seeing that. Like, when I'm at work, I might say one thing about golf, then I've got two other people talking about golf for the next 10 minutes. And I'll just listen. I might pick up a few things. And then I'll say something about that 2 days later. And then, I just seem more knowledgeable in that sense.
No, it seems like a fun activity. Dude, especially with the good weather coming up now. Like, it seems like a good thing to like spend your time doing. I tried, I've been to the driving range a couple times. It was good. I've never tried a full course though. I want to try it out. I've been to adventure golf. You know, I've done like what's that other one?
The one where you drink.
What's it called? Is it like?
You know.
I
know the place, but I can't remember the name. It's like a mini indoor golf.
It's like a it's a bar with a golf course. As if I can't remember the name right now. But
Yeah.
it's good fun.
Did you play any sport growing up?
Yeah, so like the first sport I remember playing, I actually got into Auskick. Remember that?
Yeah.
Did you ever do Auskick?
No, because I was in New Zealand at the time.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
I was a cricketer. And then I carried that on here. Never really got into footy.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then I just kind of stopped sports for a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, like I started off in Auskick. My parents put me in there. And then I stopped playing footy and then I started playing tennis. I was super into tennis.
Yeah.
I played that for like a good 7, 8 years. Looking back, I wish I stayed playing tennis. But then I also started playing badminton, table tennis. So like I was like in and out of sports, like different sports. But at any given time, if you would have asked me, I would have been playing some type of sports.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, I wish my parents would just like say, all right, you're doing this sport and you're just going to do it, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You know
Just
what?
fall
Like,
in love with
I
it.
wish they did that and just
Yeah.
like fucking just put me into a sport and just made me do it constantly. Because I feel like that's how you get good at something.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh no, I'm bored of playing footy. I want to play tennis. And then I'm like, I'm bored of tennis. I'll do some like badminton.
Yeah.
And then, after badminton, table tennis. I played table tennis and tennis in high school. Like, did you have ACC sports?
No, not in my school. You went to Salesian, yeah?
Salesian, yeah. So it was like a
Nice.
Catholic, but you would have had some version of that. So I played tennis, table tennis, and then in university I played more tennis, more like badminton, and then I got into weightlifting and it's been weights and jiu-jitsu. But I've told the mister like, you know, when I have a kid, I'm just gonna like take
jiu-jitsu.
just put him in wrestling. He's like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm like, no, mate, you're doing this.
Just do it.
Give him some weights real early and just put him in there. I feel that's the way, dude. Like when I meet, have you met Aaron?
Yes. Yeah. The coach. Yeah.
Super nice guy, incredible at grappling. Like he's been doing wrestling since he was 10.
Yeah.
And like that's just been that's all
It's
he's
like
known.
second nature to him now.
Yeah. So like, I feel like that's the best way to really specialize at something is to just do it constantly.
Yeah.
Like when you look at champions in like, you know, maybe the UFC, basketball, whatever, like they've dedicated their lives to it. So I feel like it's good to like really choose something early, specialize in it. That's what I wish I had done. But yeah, it's good that like I've had that like influence of sports throughout my life. I feel like it's kept me like real competitive, somewhat active. So like growing up, I was like a stick, bro. I was skinny as. I remember you like when you first met me, I was a stick, but I was playing sports, and that kind of led into like weightlifting and all that. So yeah, it's been good. Like I feel like I always need like some type of sports to play.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun. Like even now, I play indoor soccer on like Mondays with mates. It's good to just have something to be competitive in.
Yeah. Do you still play badminton much?
I've actually got a competition coming up, end of
nice.
this month. Like it's with uncles though, like with like the Indian like community.
Yeah.
Like you know how Indians love badminton.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Something
I
about
play
it.
a bit of badminton too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon I'm good.
Yeah.
Like let's play one day.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Just Springers or
let's do it.
Badminton Connect, just casual here and there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Does Ryan in that play as well?
We've been a couple times, like all together as well, like the boys. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I'd like to do more of it.
Yeah, bro, hit me up. I'll be down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun, bro. Like it's funny because when I was growing up, it was like the thing for like the Indian uncles to do.
Yeah.
Like the sport, it wasn't that physically demanding like tennis, but like it was skillful enough where like people could get good at it, and yeah, like my dad loved doing it, my uncles loved it. And my brother, like he went to badminton training when he was like young, so he's crazy good now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do it like on the weekends. We go to like Badminton Connect in Noble Park.
Yeah.
You know the one on Princess Highway?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a nice place. That's huge.
Yeah. So we go there every now and then. It's good. It's good fun. Good cardio. It's not like too physically demanding. You know, it's good.
You burn enough calories. You have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's just a skill that you keep improving as well. And it's like you get some good shots.
Yeah. Oh
get some
man, it's
wins.
satisfying.
Yeah.
When you hit it down the line and smash, like
Yeah.
it's good, bro. It's good. Do you play any other sports?
Nah. In in New Zealand, I did primary school in New Zealand and then high school onwards here. I was pretty active in school back then. Like I played hockey, cricket, basketball, although I wasn't that good or tall.
Yeah.
And I think badminton as well and a bit of table tennis. Like I was very active there. And if I stayed there, I don't know, different story. But I remember coming here, I had to make a whole new group of friends. Like it was a whole new country.
Did you say you dropped sports when you got here?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is
pretty
that?
much. I don't know. Maybe I had to make, I guess, new friends.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't as active as back in NZ. Just the culture was different in New Zealand.
Oh, yeah?
And then I remember coming here, everyone was swearing in school, and then I was shocked. Whereas in NZ, people were a bit more disciplined and friendly and cultured.
How old were you when you got here?
I would have been 10 or 11.
Right.
Yeah. So I played cricket in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then I continued that when I came here for about 4 years. I might have played 7 years in total. I got one award, and it's a hat trick.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. I was in grade 5 or 6 when I got that.
Yeah, right.
It's a pretty rare but cool award to have.
Yeah, right.
Then I think I started working at McDonald's, started seeing the money.
Lynbrook, yeah.
And then I was like, I just want to work.
Was that the one on Prinny Highway?
South Gippy Highway.
South Gippy,
Hampton Park.
Like off the left.
Yeah,
I remember that's fine.
Yeah. And I did a little bit of karate as well back in the day.
Me too, yeah.
And then that was interesting. And taekwondo for a bit. And then I guess the more serious things have been the gym, Jiu Jitsu, cycling, running, and maybe the things we do now.
Yeah, because I remember when I met you, I was like, 15, year 9. And I'm pretty sure at that stage, you might have been 17 or so.
Yeah.
You were already into weightlifting then, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I remember you influenced me heaps because I remember I met you and like at the time, you seemed like way older than I was. You were mature and like, I was like full looking up to you, honestly. And I'm like, you were into weightlifting and that. And like, I feel like that's what kind of got me into it a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Because like my mates at the time, they weren't into the gym because we were in year 9.
Yeah.
But then I met you were into weightlifting. And it's crazy because like you also got me into jiu-jitsu with Ken. So it's been weird. Like you've kind of influenced me in the right directions, you know? So yeah.
No, it's been nice to have you around, man. Like,
yeah, bro. More than 10 years, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Like we've had our journeys and gone through our own ups and downs.
Yeah, man. It's been it's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. It's amazing how much you learn and grow from like your early years. Like you look back and like, you know, back in those times, you think you know everything. You think you are the person that you're going to be. And then things change. And you kind of, when you look back, you realize that you were still just figuring things out when you were that age. We were just trying things, just trying to fit in. And like, we didn't know exactly where we were going.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like back when I was that age, when I was like 16, 17, I had this like mentality of like, you know how Asian parents, they want you to be a certain way. They want you to do this and that. I had this very like defiant mentality. I was like, no, I want to do whatever I want to do. And I thought that was the right thing. I'm like, I'm just going to do this, like, and this is how I'm going to lead my life. And looking back on it, you kind of realize why things were this, like, you know, you realize why your parents told you a certain thing. And like, you wish you could go back and implement those values when you were 18, 19. But yeah, hindsight's 2020. And like, yeah, I feel like you just learned so much in that time. Because when I think back when I was like 18, 19, like it's almost a completely different person, eh?
Yeah, 100%.
Like even you, like the things that we were doing back then, like we've changed heaps. Huh? We were off the rails. Yeah, it makes for good stories though. But we were off the rails. But I feel like you need those times to kind of like, you need like a reference point. Like someone can tell you like this stove's hot, don't touch it. But me back then, I would need to touch it to find out.
Yeah.
Some people like, for my brother, for example, I feel like he's the type of person, if you tell him the stove's hot, he just won't touch it. But for me, I had to touch it, get burnt, and I'm like, okay, the stove's hot. Yeah, don't touch. So like, there are some people where like, you got to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you need those experiences when you're that age, and I feel like we got a ton of them, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of wins, a lot of losses.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when things go your way, it's like cool, but I think there's more value when things don't go your way.
Yeah, 100%.
And then the negatives always seem louder than the positives.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's always an advantage that does come from it. You know,
Yeah.
you learn something,
You learn from
change
it.
something,
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
and then just steer course in the right direction again.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a matter of like, do you decide to like ignore that negative experience, or do you decide to like analyze it and be like, so what went wrong here? Like, what did I do that put me in this situation? So I feel like for me, like it was a lot of that. It was like thinking back on like, all right, so what put me here? What should I do in the future to avoid this? And I feel like that's super important to just keep you on like on the right trajectory. Yeah, now I'm 27. You're 28?
28.
28, yeah.
I feel better than I felt at 18.
Yeah, me too.
So like that's a bonus.
Yeah, me too, bro. I still feel like I'm a kid, like still
Yeah.
figuring it out, but like I know things now that I didn't know back then. But bro, like back when I was 16, 17, yeah, I'd look at 27-year-olds and be like, whoa, you're an adult. Like, you're grown.
You got your shit together.
Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah.
And now I'm here like, oh, these people, they didn't know what was going on. They were just, we're all just trying to figure it out. Yeah.
And I think our group, our age group, we've grown through different time periods. We've seen tech evolve.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being a young kid now.
I'm
Like,
glad.
You're exposed to so many things. Like, I wouldn't know where to start.
I'm glad, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad we weren't iPad kids, you know? I'm glad we had to go outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually do stuff outdoors.
Yeah.
Live a simpler life
Yeah.
with minimal distractions.
Yeah.
Then the distractions came into play. Then it was about how to navigate through those distractions.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I still feel that today. I feel like, because back when I was a kid, I used to be able to pick up a book and just read it for like 3-4 days straight. Nowadays, I find that so hard to do. Now you got, you know, I don't have TikTok, but I've got Instagram, and the reels they're pretty much the same thing. You're just scrolling, little dopamine hits every time. And just being able to like focus on one thing, for me anyway, has become like, real hard. And I feel like I want to go back to that like 15, 16-year-old self where I could just like lock into something and just read this book for like 3-4 days, or like focus on one certain thing and just do it. It's good that when we were really young, we avoided that. You know, like back in our days, we still had like dial-up internet connections. So like if someone was using like a phone, we couldn't be on the internet. Yeah, so we had to be outside and, you know, like get hurt, play sports. It was good.
Yeah.
We just have to navigate that now for our kids. You know, make sure that they get a good balance, which is going to be hard, but
yeah. And it really makes sense, like how our parents want us to do certain things that they weren't able to do or missed out on. Now, I guess we're already planning in a way what we want to do with our future kids and whatnot.
Yeah, I know.
But I guess, my parents are just trying to figure it out, I guess, just as much as we were.
Yeah, something I realized, bro, like, you know, when you get older, you realize that your parents, like, especially with me, I'm like, I'm the oldest. Same way you were, like, they were just trying to figure it out with us. And the way my parents dealt with my brother was much different to the way they dealt with me.
Same with my younger sister, Like, we're the experiment.
They're
overprotective and it's like, do this, don't do that, don't do this.
Yeah. And it was just them learning. The same way we'd be learning if we had our first kid. Those are things you just never, like, realize when you're that age, but... Yeah, we were just the experiment. I had to come home 10 o'clock, 11. Now my brother just gets all the freedom in the world. So, yeah. Yeah, the older you get, the more you realise that everyone's just trying to figure it out. I feel like no matter what age you are, you get more experience over time, but it's just a whole process of just trying things and just, figuring out the process. Yeah. I do wish I had, like, an older sibling, though. To like lay out the foundations. Do you ever feel that?
I do. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, It would have been nice to have a brother my age or someone older.
Yeah.
Someone to protect me or someone
Yeah.
to look out for me, look after me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
don't do this, do that.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe we turn out a completely different way.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But it's good that we can be that for our younger sibling.
Yeah. 100%. For me, growing up, because like, you know, I had my mates in high school. Outside of high school, for me, it was like you know, Elias, like you guys are older than me. And I saw you as like that older like figure. You guys had figured stuff out like ahead of me. So then that's how I got into like weightlifting and stuff like that. And yeah, would have been good. But yeah, I try and like pass along those messages to my brother. Like, yeah, don't do this, don't do that. But I feel like what happens is like he looks at me and like the things that I've done, and he would just like go this way, and just like make all the right decisions, you know. So, which is good. So, yeah.
Awesome, Vish. Well, it's good to have you.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for having me. It's I'm real glad that you hit me up, and it's been an honor to be on here.
Yeah. No, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Cheers, bro.
We'll talk to you again.
100%. Let's do it again.